What is up? It is Wednesday. What's up, Vince? Anyone wants to jump in? Nobody else is streaming or anything, right? I know I'm kind of late because, stuff, chores, things to do. Things to do, people to see, stuff to have to get done. Had to get it done. Oh, crap. Laundry day. Doing some laundry. Had to do some shopping. Had to run around. Still can't think of what the hell I'm doing. Brain's a little fogged. I think I drank a little too much last night. I didn't drink all that much, but yeah, I did all right. I drank more than half that bottle of wine. So yeah, there's that. And who cares? Morning, stream. So what's up, folks? Who's all around? What am I looking at? It's just Vince. Just you, man. Says there's like 3 or 4 people watching, and that is it. Which is okay. I never freaking made my bed. Oh well. What the hell is that on there? Oh, the printer. There's a printer on my bed. Oh, crap. It's one of them days. One of them there days. It's kind of hot and humid out and everything. Oh, and that's hot coffee, too. Yum. Yeah. I'm working on this here thing, and I didn't like the way it came out, so I'm doing it again. It's got to get pushed back. That's what that's got to do. So this here thing's getting reprinted. I gotta say, the bottom of this, you can't see it because of all the bright sunlight. There you go. Actually pretty nice. There's a couple of little lines up at the top. That's actually in the PEI sheet. It's not even in the print. So I'm pretty close to my settings. It's kind of sloppy in here. There's some slop, as you can see, right along here and along here. And there was a lot of the retractions were too low. And there were some placement issues. I forgot I moved this thing around, and I forgot to move the little slot for the cables for the LCD screen. So obviously that didn't work right. So I'm redesigning it. I did a bunch of other stuff. I made these slots in the back here smaller, made less of them, and put some bracing in here because that's kind of wimpy. And I made them smaller. And I made the whole box bigger when I did the actual placement for the board studs were based on the frame, not the actual board size, so it made it too big. So, the board doesn't fit in there proper. Oops. It doesn't quite line up. It's kind of missing this hole up here. So, yeah. And I did some other stuff, little tweaks and twerps and stuff I noticed. The only thing I really didn't do that I should have done is with this thing sitting in here, because it's all based on that one, I still would like, oops, that's upside down. I would still like to have more room on top because the cables for the LCDs are just a pain in the butt. And the fan's right there, and it ends up blocking them, and blah, blah, blah. Wine snivel bitch mode. I wish I had changed that a little bit, but I'll make it work. It's one step closer. It's much better than what's on it now. That's driving me nuts. It's a little too tight. I made it, 15 millimeters taller and like 10 millimeters wider, so that should give it a little more room for the wires and stuff. In stuff. And it is Wednesday, and today they're going to launch a rocket with people in it. Dumbasses. That's some crazy crap. So anyway, yep, there's that. And that thing's printing away. And it seems to be printing pretty well. Well, there is still a couple of smudgy spots. So I gotta cut the extrusion down a little bit or something on the next run. I have to redo my printer profiles because I lost them all like a dumbass. Coffee good. Just a hint of hazelnut. Yum. So yeah, I changed some stuff and did some stuff and cleaned up some stuff and, stuff. Mail. What's on my email? Autodesk Fusion is now live. Yeah, I don't care about the French guys. I don't care about that. Already seen Brian Vine's videos. Already seen Brian Vine's responses. Already seen Ivan Miranda's. Already saw Folder Tech. Already saw that one. I entered 3D. I already saw Teaching Tax. I watched a bunch of videos this week. Already seen that one, and 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 that one. Seen all of them. Seen them all. Watched them all. Let's go to NASA and see what's going on. I know they put it off. It would be 2, and now they're saying 4. NASA live launch. What is going on with NASA?
Be involved in watching closely.
Our next question comes from Marina Corinne of the Atlantic.
Hi everyone, thanks for your time and best of luck tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Today?
Now, I'm wondering if NASA personnel are allowed to intervene and take over from SpaceX at any point during the mission if NASA feels that it is necessary.
They redo it.
Time
to launch.
Yes. We, of course,
5 hours and 20 minutes.
And so we do, but look, our goal is to have SpaceX be able to do missions one day without NASA. We want them to go get customers that are not us. And so we want to make sure that they're making decisions. But if we see something that we disagree with, certainly we have the right to intervene. I don't see that being necessary, but at this point. But yes, we can intervene if necessary.
Thank you. Our next question comes from Paul Brookman from UPI.
Okay, enough of that. So anyway, where is everybody? Usually I got a half a dozen at least. I guess I started too late for my morning stream. Everybody's already doing crap, which is all right. I put the little printer away and I brought the big printer out, which I should probably set up again because I know I screwed it all up moving it around. So I should probably redo the bed and get it set up for some printing. Although if I do that on there, I may not. I may just leave it on the big one. I don't know if I'm going to like doing a case on this with the 0.8 nozzle. It leaves too much yuckies. So I may fire this up to do the lid part and see how that works. We should just do it, except for I don't have another roll of the same color filament. Well, it don't really matter because as long as it's red, that printer won't care. What the hell is that noise? Oh, it's doing a bunch of retractions. I don't know why. Doing some weird ass crap. And there goes the fan. The fan has fired. Oh boy. Another happy day in paradise. So anyway, what else did I want to fusion up? There was something I wanted to design today, and I can't remember what the hell it was. Some stupid little part. What was I gonna do? I can't remember now. I did get some more isopropyl alcohol today. They had a boatload in Wally World. I ended up going to Wally World for some juice because Mom likes that particular juice, and that's the only place I can get it local. Freaking hate going in there, but that's life. All they had was 70%, not 90%, but I'm okay with 70% for 3D printing stuff, generally. They had a whole rack of it there. I only bought one. They really want 90%. I prefer 90%. What else was I going to do? That's not what it was. So I enlarged this a bit. I hope I got the frickin' board right. Okay, which one's that doing? That ain't doing nothing. That one is, though. I feel like I'm missing something. Like I forgotted something. Forgotted. Those all look fine. That should make it a lot less of a issue printing by having that, even though it's still an overhang. It's less of an overhang. And it should still print just peachy. I feel like I forgot something. I don't know. It is what it is. I put way more ventilation at the bottom. Took some of this ventilation on the back side of the board because this is on the back of the board, so it doesn't need as much here. Took a little bit of ventilation away from the pie. Now, I really want to draw off the bottom and have it flow up across the board. Took some of this away, but made the less slats, but made the slats bigger, wider. So hopefully this thing pulls some air. I have a feeling I'm going to pull the most of the air right here. And this is where the actual processor, or about where the processor centers. Again, on the back side of the board, but and it's, evil to where the pie is. The pie is, I moved the pie up. What else should I do? It's about it, actually. I need to clean it all up. I close these up a little bit so they're a little tighter on the actual things. Not a lot, but a little. So it's not quite as open. But it should get some air draw across there, but not completely. I don't know. This thing should ventilate pretty well. Hopefully it'll keep the stepper drivers cool. That's the big issue mostly. We shall see. Who knows? I'm probably not going to stream for very long because, well, I'm actually kind of tired. I was up really late, Danny boy, and I got up really early. Had to do some things. Oh, I knew there was something I forgot to do. I forgot to go to the bank. Oh, I got to go to the bank. And I have to go to the auto store and get a new battery for my van because I'm really tired of having to freaking jump my van every time I go to start it. I really hate buying a battery for that van because the batteries are like wicked expensive. They're close to $200. And I don't really drive it that much anymore. It's pretty much a dump vehicle. Take it to the dump, drive around the yard, carry my tools around. all the lawn tools so I can go anywhere I want, just drive the fan and don't have to walk back and forth, back and forth, and back and forth to the garage. I'm using it like a lawn tractor. My van is now a lawn tractor. Anyway. Life goes on. There's my order. I'd love to lock more threads. The group is 20% good information, 80% whiny bitches. Yes, I agree. So life goes on and on and on. Life goes on and on and on. So what's everyone doing? Not that there's anyone watching. There's a whole 4 people watching, it says. Can't you get a used battery and still hold the charge just to toss in the cheaper if you're not using the vehicle much? Not around here. Where would you even get a used battery? Nobody sells used batteries. You have to turn the battery in when you buy a new one, so it's not like people are sitting on batteries. They have like a freaking $30 core charge now on batteries. So you go and buy a new battery and don't hand them the old one, you get whacked an extra $30. $20. I think it's $20. We don't have too many salvage yards around here anymore. They all got closed down. There really isn't much of that crap. There used to be. I've built dragsters out of salvage yards, and like none of them are left. Blonders, gone. All the local ones, gone. Bumble Marvin's is still up, man, and that's actually the name of it. I think that's still up on up by Salem, but that's like 40 minutes away. That used to be the biggest place in the world to go, but even that I know they've had to clean up. What is up, Jeff? Yeah, it's just not. I doubt I'd find one, and I can mail order it. I have seen some mail order, but by the time I pay for shipping of a freaking battery, it's just not worth it. And you can't use a small one because it's got the overpower engine in it. So I have to use like a big, massive, like, I don't know, I think it's a 1200 cranking amp battery. Otherwise, it won't turn the motor over. It's only a V6, but it's a, I don't know, power stroke or something they did to it because it's actually not a 1 ton. It's like a freaking, it's more than a 3/4 ton, but it's less than a 1 ton minivan. It was specially made. It was made by the Chevy, but it was a special order. It's got a special suspension on it and a bigger motor and 2-speed rear end along with the 4 or 5-speed transmission. It's made for hauling. It was actually designed to haul cable, internet cable. Like the big spools like you see on the side of the highway. It used to have a lift, a little hydraulic lift that you'd roll the spool up and you grab the handle and you push the button and it would lift the spool up into the van and roll it into the van. And it would hold 2 of those big spools you see on the side of the road that like the phone company uses. And that's all it did. It hauled spools of freaking internet cable all around. There was nothing else in it when I bought it, but the big whatever. I wish that thing had still worked. I was going to sell it and nobody wanted it because it didn't work. The actual lift. I bet that lift would have been worth some serious cash if it had worked. Probably more than the van was worth. I didn't pay much for the van. I only paid like $4,000 for the van. I got my 4,000 out of it, that's for sure. I haven't really done anything to it. Water pumps. I went through like 4 water pumps in the first year, and then finally I said, screw you, and stopped taking it places and just did it my damn self, and it's worked fine ever since. Got tired of it blowing water pumps because they freaking Chevy will have to use, if you go to a dealer, you got to use the Chevy specific antifreeze in it, which didn't work. Finally, I just did it myself, bought one. Bought a rebuilt one. It was like $50. It was cheap. Went and got the Prestone, dual, does all the different multi-chemical. I don't know if you know all the. Ford has their own antifreeze now. Chevy has their own antifreeze. Toyota has their own. Everybody has their mixture they want you to use. And Prestone makes one that just covers them all. It's not the old green stuff. It's like a weird orangey gray kind of color. And put it in there, off it goes. Matter of fact, I should probably change it because I don't think I've changed it in like 5 or 6 years. Changed the oil about 2 years ago. Don't really need to change the oil. It drips out just enough where about a quart every 2 months I got to put in it. It's got a small leak in the front. I mean, it's got 260 or 270,000 miles on it. You can't really bitch about the thing. It's got a boatload of miles on it, and it's still actually in pretty good shape. The only real bummer on it is the 2-speed rear end electronic shift now doesn't work anymore, so it's always in low gear and tow gear, and that just drives me nuts. I don't know if you ever use those Chevy tow. I mean, they put them on a bunch of their regular trucks and vans and all that. There's a little button on the shifter where you can electronically downshift it, and it doesn't do anything mechanical. It just electronically holds the shift longer. So you have to wind the motor up higher for it to shift into the next gear, and it won't shift up as soon. So like driving around, it's like because it'll never go into drive. It's always in mid-range. And I tore everyone's like, oh, that's just the steering wire and the steering column. Yeah, I tore the steering column away, cut the wire, and nope, still doesn't do it. It's something either in the computer or the wire behind the dash somewhere where I'm not going to even bother. That's somebody else's problem. I have a hard enough time playing with printers where I can actually get to it. Can you imagine me crawling underneath the dash trying to deal with wiring? Nope. I used to do dragsters. I used to pull the whole. I'd build my dash so it was one big unit. I could pull it away and work on all the wiring and then slide it back into place. So I didn't have to crawl underneath there. God, I hate that. I ain't that flexible no more. So what are you up to, Jeff? Anything fun and exciting? Anybody doing anything fun and exciting? Where is everybody? Usually I have like a Patreon.com and all those guys here by now. Who just hang out and watch for stupidity value. Oh well. There he is. Mention his name and he pops up. What is up, Mr. I don't know. I was gonna make fun of you, but my brain's too slow this morning. I want to say grammar police, but that's not right. Wikipedia policeman. He's the Wikipedia policeman. That's what he is. Trying to get the CR10 dialed in. Yeah, I know that feeling. Watching a presentation for work. Well, yeah, I could see that being kind of more important than listening to me babble about stupid shit. Yep. Why would you miss an A8? I'd rather have the frickin' CR10. Not by much, but I think I'd rather have a CR10. That's printing much better. I guess I got it a lot closer. I did some fine tuning of the slicing. It's not quite as hookery as this one was. There's a lot of stringiness in here. A lot of globbiness. Globbiness, that's the word. Globbiness. It was very globby on joints and sections and places. It was globby. How to get rid of the globbery. Increase your retraction. Doesn't say much for the rest of your printers. Just kidding. No, actually, the more I play and the more I do stuff, this stupid ANET, now that I've, kind of fixed all its real issues, I mean, this is actually better. It's just I got the big ass nozzle on it, so it's hard to, it's got the 0.8 nozzle, so it's not. It's for doing, this kind of quick crap. This kind of quick crap. No, this kind of crap quick. Wow. I need to go back to bed. Yeah. Well, in all reality, any printer, if you set it up right, one, and if you set your slicer right, two, you're going to get good prints out of it. It's just getting it physically the best you can possibly get, and then getting the slicer set to match the capabilities of that printer. Why is 3D printing and printing not spannered? We'll call it spannered. He's been spannered now. He's the only one in chat that didn't have a spanner. He has not been spannered. He's spannered now. What's up, Mr. 3D printing and painting? You've been wrenched. FL Sun. That's a company you don't hear from much anymore. Well, it's still around, I guess. A couple of times I've looked at FL Suns for like cheapo, what I would call a base printer. I buy something like an FL Sun, not because I expect it to print perfectly out of the box, but to have everything there to start with, and then you play with it for a couple of days and figure out what needs to be fixed and replaced, and you modify it accordingly. That's the way I look at like a lot of. I mean, that's what this thing was. That's what all my printers are. I don't look at them as out of the box printing, like a lot of people do. I always look at them as a base to start with, something that I can tweak and modify and get proper. This took a lot of modifying. It's pretty much all replaced. Not much left of it. I shouldn't even call it an ANET anymore because there's really nothing ANET left. I should call it an iLlama, an i3 llama. Yeah, it's the Pumpkin King. What is up, Dave? The FL Sun is all 2020. What does that mean? Does that mean it's like destined to rot and fall apart? I know what you mean. It was just funny where it's 2020 the year and 2020 the extrusion. Get it? It's all 2020. It is prone for disaster because 2020 is a disastrous year. One of the worst in my recollection so far. We're almost halfway through it. Let's see, what do we got? We'll be in the 6th month in another couple 3-4 days, something like that. It's printing. It's making a weird vibrating noise. I wonder if something came loose. It's only doing it on that back edge. Something might have come loose. I'm not going to worry about it. Yeah, no, I want to know why they put it off 2 hours again already. Because it was supposed to be at 2 p.m. Now it's at 4 p.m. I do plan on watching it. I was just screen sharing it not 10 minutes ago. Yes, the 8mm wide carriage is ridiculous, which is why this, which you can't see, but that's got 20mm with wheels now instead of, because that's much more rigid than, much more supportive than the 8mm rods. That was one of the things that Glenn used to hate about this printer, is as the bed went down, he was like, oh, there's a big divot in the middle of the bed. And of course, you can't see it because of the bright light of the window, but that's a little better. But it wasn't that the bed was that bad. I mean, it was bad, but it wasn't that bad. It was a compound thing. The actual 8mm rods were warped. So as the bed went along, they went and then back up. So, yeah, it had issues, which is why it's 20mm. With wheels now on the bed, nice and wide. Not that. The only thing I don't like about the Creality is they use that one single extrusion in the middle, and they hold that whole bed on it, and it's just like it needs to be wider. You need to have 2 smaller extrusions holding it farther apart. Q5. I was actually looking at an FL Sun. They had a Delta for a while that people were saying was, again, okay as a parts beginner kind of printer. The first thing everyone said you had to do was get rid of the board because it was using an 8-bit board, which a Delta you can't. That's one thing I will say. 8-bit boards are fine for most things, but when you get to a Delta, you gotta go 32. It's just stupid not to. And at the time, Marlin hadn't gone over, so that left you with SmoothieWare, which, as we all know, is a piece of crap, or a Duet. And I already spent too much money on one Duet at the time. I wasn't going to spend any more money on another one. It's not that hard. Matter of fact, I have a video on how to do this with the 2020 extrusions. All you need to do is buy the mini wheels. It uses mini wheels, not the little ones, which aren't that expensive. And actually, you don't even have to buy the open build ones. You can go on Amazon now and you can get one of those little carriages with 4 little mini wheels, and it's like $8. And you get the 4 wheels. Open builds is getting like $6 or $10 a piece for the wheels. I think it's 6, 7, something, I don't know. And they're not bad. I mean, they're definitely not the same quality, but they're good enough for that. They work. I've discovered 3 of the 4 are fine, and I always get one that I won't use. But even still, at that price, as long as they work, if you get 2 out of it, you're still saving money. Looks like a water. Oh, that's the power thing. That's your wire to the hot end. It keeps it up and out of the way. It's the only way. That's the best way. Or are you talking about this? This is the Bowden tube. I just have it off right now because when I stopped using it, I didn't want to heat it up to get the filament out. So I just popped it and snipped the filament. So I didn't have to waste the whole Bowden tube worth of filament. There's just a little piece sticking out, so when I heat it up again, I can just pull that out and put a new piece of filament in. Here, you talking about this? That's my mic, yeah. This is the microphone. This is just a spit covery. It's actually one of those claws you get with like sunglasses and stuff. And I just stuck it on there because it works. It kind of keeps the echo out a little bit. It's actually kind of pink. It's a pinkish purple, which is why I got it cheap. Probably, I don't know, 60, 70 bucks, and I got it for like 25 or 30 bucks on Amazon. Because it's pink and nobody wanted pink, and I'm like, I don't give a crap what color it is as long as it works. Would I rather have red or orange or green or blue? Sure. Will I get it for half price because it's pink? Hell yeah. If it bothers me that much, I can wrap some whatever around it. I'll call Robbie Mack and have him make a wrap for it out of scrap vinyl. No, it's just in the way of the camera to the printer. It's back here. It's the mic, which that probably sounded really bad, huh? Yeah, you're not the only one with bad eyes. My eyes aren't so hot either. And this is just an echo guard. This is why I don't get a bad echo off my TV. Well, it helps to prevent it, I should say. The speakers I listen to are on the TV. And this kind of keeps it from blasting the microphone as much. Anyway, it is what it is, and it works, so cheers. Something's coming loose over there because it's vibrating. That's all right. I have a feeling it's just the power supplies coming off the little mount I built for it that ain't too structurally sound. As long as it don't actually fall off the printer, I don't care at this point. Yep, I should actually fire this thing up and get it all warmed up, huh? I have everything plugged in? I do. Let's warm her up. Here, let's cut the light down a little bit, even though I kind of like it. That should make it a little less obnoxious. Even though it's still bright, which is good, it's not quite as bright. It is what it is. Hey, there's Jimmy. Mr. Jimmy. Now, I have to remember. Ah, crap. Maybe I can do it off my iPad. I don't remember what the idea of that one is. Pumpkin King. All right, now I remember. And 0.0. And bookmark that. Bookmark this tab. Pumpkin. Done. Now I have a direct line to the pumpkin. Nuts, ear savers, all preloaded. Let's heat her up. Chris Riley just uploaded a video. Don't you know? Why am I smelling smoke? Is that printer going to burn up on me now? Doesn't smell like printer smoke. It smells more like wood smoke. Getting a real heavy whiff of it though. Nope, not coming out of that. Coming out of this. Nope. He's coming through the window. Somebody must have started a fire. It's leaf burning season. Same reason I was burning crap last night. Everybody's burning leaves. Burn the leaves. Hey, there's a Jimmy. A hatless Jimmy.
Good morning.
Holy crap, and he's an old guy with hair. You actually have your hair. Some of it, anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a pretty good set of hair for a guy in your 60s. Most people by your age, freaking bald is bald. Just plain
No,
bald.
this hair up here, it runs all the way down to my heels.
Oh, you got a ponytail?
No, I'm just furry.
Oh, you're like me. It goes all the way down your back. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I got the same problem.
Front, back, sides, underneath, on top.
I probably have more hair on my back than most people my age have on their head. Which is not a good thing in one way and is in another.
Is that your new box there?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Let me not get that out. I may have to rip it apart. Too much fucking information. Yeah, I know. So what are you up to, man? I was actually thinking about cutting out, but now that you're here, maybe I won't.
Well, stick around for a while.
Yeah.
Maurice should be streaming in a bit.
Oh, is he?
Anywhere from 15 minutes to an hour and a half. He'll be on.
Oh, come on, you. Shouldn't have yanked on it until it was fully freaking hot. Now it's doing the classic freaking Chimera gin thing. But I got it out. Just freaking yank it.
Did a filamentectomy.
Alrighty then. I know this thing like all out of square and bent and speed up. It's been sitting for what? God, like 2-3 weeks now. Last time I printed this, 2 weeks.
So what are you doing today, Mr. B?
Huh?
I was wondering what Mr. B was up to today.
He's avoiding doing real work, watching us instead of watching some video he's supposed to be watching.
Sounds like a plan. What happened to Dan's stream last night? I think I found the right channel and nobody ever
We were
came on.
streaming for like hours. I was up till, I don't know, 1, 2 o'clock when I'm streaming.
I must have the wrong channel. I couldn't
You
find
had
it.
it like, although you don't, you're gonna have to start Twittering, dude. I know you don't want to, but you might have to. Or use Discord. He always posted on the Discord too. So
I hate that thing.
what?
Discord.
I don't like it either, but I'm kind of getting used to it because literally I only have the one channel I follow, and that's the FDM Lounge, and that's all it is, and it's the 2 or 3 dozen of us that hang out in it, and that's it.
Dan has
That's
2
really
channels.
all I follow.
That's why I couldn't find it.
And then you get to see all the stupid stuff Mr. Buttram posts on there, because he posts some stupid crap on there with all those little memes and in the memes more.
I tried the DB3D, I believe. Let me.
Yeah, there's something more to it. I don't know. Yeah, he was all happy because Joel showed up in the middle of it.
Oh, really?
So it made him all happy, and he was all ecstatic and didn't know what to do with himself. And he was like playing fanboy to the max.
It had 15 minutes of fame.
Yeah. Which is, I mean, I'm just picking on him. It was fine.
All right, I found the Dan Borio one. It's got 52 subscribers and only one video from 6 years ago.
Yeah, it's
DB3D.
now live on your channel.
I don't really
Marlon Clark's why.
discover brand system. That's all I don't see a Dan Borio
I
one.
don't know. You got it there, Patreon.com. Actually, I can probably find it really easy. YouTube subscription. Where was it? It's DB3D/Dan.
Slash who?
Dan. Hang on. Copy, because he can't have his own name yet. Here you go.
Ah,
Oh, Mr. Buttriam already beat me to it. He was faster on the copy, paste, clicky, clickety, clack. Well, him and because the whole speakery thing he's working on.
yeah.
He's been working with Polly, whatever his name is there.
Polymaker 3D
or whatever he is. I can't remember. Anyway, they've been doing the speakery thing back and forth on Twitter, and Joel keeps getting into the conversations because Joel's interested in doing it. I think he's got a good idea. I kind of like the idea of like a bunch of us getting the files, printing them, and then we'll have a live stream with like 6 people or whatever. You can do a Zoom and get more, or just do the 6 with StreamYards, and we all build them in one stream together. Then you get to see all the differences and colors and materials and printer differences. I mean, just between 2 printers, if I print it on this printer and I print it on that printer, I'm going to get 2 different things.
Every printer has its own.
That'd be fun.
Every printer has its own personality. Well, I found him. Thanks, guys. I subscribed and notifications, all that good stuff.
Yeah, no, it should be a. I kind of want to do those speakers too. I think I'm gonna. And it won't be anytime soon, but not too distant future. Anyway, tab, quit Discord, quit mail. I don't need the mail running for no reason.
Yeah, that would take time, Mr. B.
Yeah, one of these days I'll do a resin too. Wonder how a resin would hold up for the speaker. I mean, obviously you can't do the TPU parts out of resin, but you can do the rear cones and all that, all the magnet supports.
You don't want to do resin.
Huh?
You don't want to do resin.
No, I don't want to do it, but I mean, like if we did the speaker build, if someone printed some of it out of resin, do the cones, not the TPU. There's specific parts that have to be flexible, but any of the solids, do it out of resin instead of. Yeah, but they're not like TPU from what I understand. I've never played with them, but they're not. They're more like a flexible plastic than they are rubbery, if that makes sense. Like TPU is more rubbery than it's. Anyway, I mean, I don't know. I don't do it, but I just think it'd be cool to, again, for a comparison thing, to have somebody print it out of resin, see what they're like. I just think those things are cool.
I'd be more interested in doing the enclosure.
Electronics and just do it. 65 is like really, 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 really soft. That's like I think the softest thing I got is, well, there's two kinds of shore harnesses, aren't there?
3, I believe. A, B, and C. At least the
I-
metal scale does. Rockwell does
I
A,
don't
B,
know.
and C.
Yeah, well, most are actually higher than that. 84, 83. I think my softest is 83. Most of them are in the upper 80s, 90s.
I only got one flexible. I
Right
don't do much with it.
That's what this is right here. This is the Hatchbox TPU. And I think it actually says on it what it is. Pantone Red. That's all it says. It doesn't actually say the shore hardness on it. Thought it did. I'm pretty sure this is like close to 90, 89 or 90. It's far from the most flexible. I mean, it's plenty flexible, but it's not rubbery.
Yeah, that SpaceX rocket launch is going up pretty soon.
You gotta move the car. It's out in the sun. Like the car out in the sun. All right. Oh, I got this thing heating over here for no reason. Forgot about that. I was gonna put some filament in it, but I don't think I'm gonna yet. Nope, mom's coming. I gotta shut the door.
Except for 4:33 Eastern this afternoon. They'll probably get rained out.
Yeah, well, it was supposed to be a 2, and now they're saying 4.
Yeah, we got a new tropical
Something.
depression or storm or whatever.
Oh yeah,
forming
you're not
over
that
South
far away from it.
Carolina.
How far away are you from Cape Canaveral?
Oh, 200 miles maybe.
Oh, I thought you were closer than that.
We can see them when they go up at night. If
Yeah.
there's no clouds.
Yep.
We get a nice view at night. I actually got to watch Challenger blow up. I was working at Pratt & Whitney, West Palm Beach, and it was a real cold, clear day. And everybody went to the windows, and we're looking out the windows, and it takes about 2 minutes before we're able to see it. Oh, there she goes. And then there was this big puff, and everybody got quiet, and we realized, oh, this ain't good.
No, that wasn't good. Not a good thing at all.
I actually got to see both of the ones that blew up. I was in Texas, and the one that broke apart when it was landing. I got to watch pieces of that go across the sky.
I don't even remember that one.
They found pieces of that thing across a couple of states.
I think space exploration is still freaking awesome. I gotta say, one of my favorite movies now, it's bizarre. I was thinking about it the other day. It came on, The Martian. I love that movie.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
It's so stupid and funny, and he was just like, he played the part so perfectly well. It was, it's just, again, it was a good movie, but it was as much an entertaining movie as it was a good movie, if that makes sense.
I actually got parts on the space shuttle that I worked on.
Yeah.
The liquid oxygen pump that supplies fuel to the main engines.
Yeah. There's a bunch of companies around here that got stuff on the space shuttles and all this stuff because we have a whole bunch of the military manufacturers anyways for the submarines and crap. And a lot of the, specs are the same between a submarine and that kind of stuff, pressures and has to pretty much anything that can survive underwater should be able to survive in space kind of deal. So a lot of the sub companies do a lot of the parts for the stuff, little valves and crap like that.
Well, hello there, Jeff. How you doing today?
Hey, it's good. Mule sauce.
Mule sauce. Is that a hot sauce?
Huh?
Is the mule sauce a hot sauce?
Supposedly, I never actually got any. They give you a sticker mule, sells their own mule sauce too. Actually, it is true. But that's all right. One's a vacuum, one's pressure, but they still, a lot of the specs are the same. Not everything, but some of it. Valves and switches and crap like that. That's what they use it for. A lot of the companies are doing the same things because they know the specs and do the same. You know, they have the manufacturing ability to follow the specs. How's that put? Does that make you happy, Mr. Buttram?
I had a
They have
cousin.
the ability to make it to spec.
I had a cousin was chief petty officer on a Vastatech sub.
And it's mostly the stuff around here is mostly like, no, nothing does make you happy. You're just an anal butthead. Ah, shit. Who cares? Yeah, whatever. I want to see that thing go up today. I hope everything goes like absolutely perfect.
Be nice. I've seen just about every launch there is go up from the Cape. From Atlas rockets, Mercury, Gemini, Apollo, Space Shuttle, all of them.
I still remember the moon launches and stuff with the Saturn V's. I was young. I was only like 4 or 5, I think. When did they go up? 70, right? 70 or 71?
1970 is when they landed on the moon. They had a few shots
so I was
before
5.
that and some after.
But I still remember that because they actually stopped school and they put us all in a gym. And we sat there and watched it. Even back then, they had the big old black and white. It was a huge TV, dude. It was 19-inch.
Big screen.
It was a big screen, 19-inch television, and they packed us all in the gym to watch this. We watched the launch and the moon landing. The moon landing was what, a couple days later or a day or two later? I don't remember. I remember them all packing us. The whole school, everybody was packed into the gym for the launch, and then they packed us in the gym the next, whatever it was, day or 2 days later for the actual landing. And it was actually at the end of the day, and we all stayed, if I remember correctly. The actual landing was like 2:30 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, Eastern time. I don't remember. It was a long time ago. I was 5. 50 years ago. Long time ago.
I used to make the spacesuits for them guys in Windsor Locks at Hamilton Standard. Actually got to meet a few of the astronauts. They'd go to the cafeteria at lunchtime and shake hands and say howdy. And I forget which ones they were, a long time ago. I also worked on the manned maneuvering unit, a big backpack thing they wear with the joysticks on it. I did the little nozzle that shoots the propellant out.
It just like shoots pressurized air or something, don't it?
I don't know. Long time ago.
Yeah, no, it's pretty cool.
Jim Lovell, that must have been a nice a meeting to remember.
I think space travel is awesome. I think we need to keep investigating it more.
That's the Apollo 13 guy. Boy, they must have had some laundry to do after that trip.
think we need to send some serious, like, high-speed satellites out to other galaxies and crap. Even if it does take, 1,000 freaking years, who cares? In 1,000 years, somebody will get some information that they might find useful.
Right now, we don't have the ability to get up to speed to make it happen very good. And Voyager 1 and Voyager 2 were launched around 78 or 80.
Yeah. Which
And
one's
at
the one that
speed-
just, like, is actually now in the open? I don't know. One of them just, 5 years ago went into the void. It's out beyond our actual galaxy and it's heading to another one kind of thing or something.
Voyager 1 and Voyager 2.
Well, one of them's kind of gone. They lost contact with it, right?
I don't know. One of them they still got.
And one of them, they still have contact, and it's just out in the middle of nowhere, and it's sending back like nothing. There's no data. There's nothing there. Literally nothing. Everything's just going.
Sends back a beep once in a while. I'm still kicking.
I don't know. I think that's wicked. I really would love to like see more of the ones that like they sent, because they sent a couple, 3 to the rings of Saturn and
Cassini.
to the moons, moons of Saturn and or the bigger rocks or whatever. Love to see some of that crap more studied, especially when you think about when they sent them years and years and years ago, 70s, early 80s, and now you look at technology and modern electronics and what we could do now. Could you imagine if we sent one now, what information we could get? I mean, if nothing else, just our video technology we could get off of it. I mean, back then they were using, they thought 230 resolution was, HD.
It was back then.
Can you imagine some 4K imagery of the surface of, a moon on Saturn or something? I think that'd be freaking cool. I mean, when the Mars landers go out, they went out in early 90s, right?
Still kicking. I got some pictures from it not too long.
I know, but they actually, you think of how long it takes to get there and the technologies they have to use to build it and the time it takes and, how quickly I mean, just during building stuff like that, technology improves in the real world, I just think that's cool. What's up, local host?
The computers on the Apollo moon landers, they make watches that got more computing power than those had.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, can you imagine shipping off something, think about it. This thing could do more than some of them freaking rockets could back then.
Yeah. Morning, local host. Still streaming.
Restreaming. Just started streaming. It's only been an hour. I'm not going to stream it much longer. It's already 12. I'm going to have to do lunch soon. Mom's up here. I don't know what the hell she's doing, but which is fine. She needs to get out and move around anyways. It is afternoon. It is 12:08 in the real world time.
I wonder what Maurice is going to do on his stream today.
I don't know. I have a hard time watching his sometimes. It goes on and on and on and on, worse than me. I mean, I like it. It's good. It's just...
My goal is always to get him to laugh on the stream. I usually succeed.
He's definitely
got my
an interesting character to watch sometimes.
Yeah.
It's like Barnacles. Everyone loves Barnacles, and I just can't. I mean, I got nothing against the guy. I just can't watch his videos. They just drive me nuts.
Yeah, I've watched a couple of his, but not very much.
Yeah, I think it's just because I'm old. Neri, whatever it is. Nerys. Well, his streams are Neri, though. It's Nery, isn't it?
Nerys.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Near East, whatever.
He tears apart the printers pretty good. Finds the things that can be improved, the things that are working good.
Yeah, no, he's I don't know. Sometimes he's all right. I like him.
That's what makes the world interesting. Different
Yep.
people.
Oh yeah.
We're all the same. It'd be an awful boring place. The orange people eater.
Yeah, he's more outspoken against Trump than I am by far. He really hates Trump.
He
I
hates
just think
all.
Trump's an idiot because I've worked in construction and I've been on his job sites, and anyone that thinks he's an honest, good person is just freaking believing the Kool-Aid, because Trump is not a good person.
He hates all politicians.
I don't hate. I mean, I dislike our politics system. I think it's broken, but it's still better than most. But Trump is not a good person. I'm sorry, he's just not. He's not someone that should be president. But honestly, I'm almost hoping he stays president now. That way, they can't blame anything that goes wrong after all of this on anybody but him.
There you go.
Because you know that's what they'll do. They're already blaming crap that he's doing on Obama. It's like, what the, anyway, I'm not going to get into politics.
No, that'll go nowhere.
Avoid them politics things. You know what I really need to start doing? That's what I might do tomorrow. I need to start doing something about the whole hodgepodge printer, since I know I'm not going to get anything from what's their faces. I guess, I don't know. I haven't heard from them in so long that I know they're busy, so I'm not going to harass them anymore. Exo Slides. I've been waiting on them to see if they were going to give me those beat up ones they had, but I guess they're not, or they haven't gotten around or whatever.
They've kind of dropped out of the news lately.
Yeah, well, I've had a few chats with them, and they're like, "Oh, we're sorry, we're just so busy," because they're like really pushing the PPE kind of stuff. That's pretty much what they're focusing on right now. All their guys, that's all of them. The whole company's just printing, and they're not really designing everything. I guess they are. They started a CNC machine that they started doing. Yeah, that's what I was doing, was direct messaging on Twitter, and they usually respond within a couple days. But you know what? If they're busy doing stuff, I'm not going to harass them about, getting free crap. They don't have the time. They don't have the time. I'm not bashing them in any way, shape, or form. I have nothing against the guys. They're busy. They got, here I am begging for free crap, and they don't have the time to send it to me. Okay, I'm over it.
Move on.
Yep.
Make your own Exo Slide.
Well, I've actually been thinking that. And I wonder if I have enough wheels and stuff. Because I bought a whole bunch of those cheapo mini wheels off of Amazon and was comparing them against the open builds ones, because they're like a tenth the price. And they're very close. There is definitely a better quality with the open build ones, but it's not a lot better. It's generally not noticeable if you get a good one. I found the carriages I get off of Amazon with the 4, you get the little carriage, the mini plate, and 4 mini wheels. I found 3 of the 4 usually are fine, and there's always one bad wheel in there. It's either got a bad mark in the actual plastic, or one of the bearings is bad, but even still, they're like a tenth the price. I get the whole carriage for the price of one mini wheel from Open Builds. It's like, it's kind of hard to not get. Anyway, I got a boatload of them. So I was thinking about doing something similar to Exo Slides. Just seems like a lot of plastic.
Keep you off the streets.
It's hard to make it stiff enough to make a wheel roll. Wheels really need to have an aluminum plate holding them, unless you clamp from both sides of the wheel. You know what I mean?
Or you're using the right plastic.
A cantilever off the the plate or the carriage with the wheel. If you're doing plastic, the wheel's just going to kick out once you tension it. Because the plastic's just not stiff enough. Unless
So
you
bias
make it really
the
thick
axle.
or you get both sides.
Bias the axle so that when it deforms, it winds up straight.
Yeah. Now you just blew my brain power past like go.
It's just trial and error.
Yeah. Like I said, my brain just went, yeah, whatever, dude. But the other thing is they don't, if you do it on the face and not in the V groove, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's still going to work, and it's still going to work just fine. Again, the thing is it's not going to be stiff enough. It's going to have too much flexibility. It needs to be really, really stiff.
Well, have you ever seen the trick about putting interior voids in your FDM parts to make them stiffer?
Yeah, I do that all the time. It still doesn't. The plastic's still not going to be stiff enough for a through bolt. Again, if you clamp it on both sides, you're all set. But to cantilever it and have it hold like an aluminum, it's hard. I have a bunch of those aluminum plates too, so I could just use the aluminum plates.
There you go.
I don't think I have enough of them. And I think I'm short like 1 or 2 pieces of extrusion to do it really nice. I could do like like the cantilevered I3 styles. But again, I don't have any big enough carriages. They're all mini carriages. So I have a feeling I'll never get it stiff enough for that head going back and forth to not rock. Unless I 3D printed this massive monstrosity head. Because even with the new Prusa Mini, I just don't see how that thing doesn't rock a little bit as the head goes out to the very tip of that arm.
Well, my King runes print good.
What's that?
I got 3 King runes. They print good.
Yeah. Once you get past like 190, 200 millimeters, I think it's when you start losing the whole cantilever stability. I'm just guessing. But it just seems that's the limit that most of the productions are. Where I'm probably going to be pushing the 250, 300 range, although my bed is just 200, so that's what I have for a heat bed laying around. I don't have anything bigger. Unless I convert that to 24 volt. Then I can use that bed, which is a 310. I don't know. Maybe I'll start figuring that out tonight, and we can do that tomorrow during a stream. I'll start building it, or just, prototype, start building it, laying it out, deciding how I want to build it.
There you go.
That might be an interesting thing to do. I have a boatload of parts.
Keep you out of trouble for a while.
Yep. I got that nice freaking LDO motor. But I only got one of them. I'd really like another one. Yeah, they slow it down. And they use 10 millimeter smooth rods. That's one area where the smooth rods and LMUs is better than wheels. Because the wheels just won't support weight out on a cantilever. They will start flexing.
Wonder how linear rails would do.
Well, linear rails would do great, but I don't have any. And the whole point of the hodgepodge is using pretty much what I got. So I can get rid of some of the crap in my house. That's kind of the point. Get rid of some of the junk I got. Give the whole thing away when I'm done. Somebody else can have it.
Make it the best you can with what you got.
Well, the cool thing about hodgepodge like that is once, I get done with it with the parts I got, you ship it off to someone else. And they can add more, better stuff to it if they have it. I was hoping LDO was going to send me a couple of their colored extrusions, but I guess they never did. Prusia Mendel I2. God. Isn't that the one where it's like all this threaded rod?
And like a triangular pattern.
Yeah. I mean, it's basically just an i3. It's just, instead of using nice structural 2020, you're going down and bridging it. The same concept. I mean, it's a center tower with a sliding bed.
You know who I haven't seen in a long, long time? Country 3D.
Yeah. I haven't seen them in a while.
I'll be back.
Yeah, I actually think I'm going to cut it because I got a couple things I got to do. It's already 12:30. So I may just cut the stream because it's lunchtime. Time for some lunch. So on that note, I think I'm going to end it because I need to go make lunch. I'm getting kind of hungry. I didn't eat no breakfast. No breakfast for me. Just juice and coffee. I don't even know why I fired that thing up. Not doing anything with it. But I did get the filament out of it. All right, I'm going to kill it. Later, guys. Poor Jimmy's going to come back and be like, what the hell happened? Where'd everyone go? Oh, well. Later, folks. Have a wonderful day. Go watch the space. I want to say space shuttle. It's not a shuttle. It's a rocket ship, whatever. SpaceX. I don't know who else is going to be streaming. Not a clue. Somebody will tonight. Not I will. I need to probably do some actual physical stuff instead of just sitting here in front of this computer streaming all day long. But yeah. Did that this morning. Did my run around. Yeah, I'm going to start kicking it on. It's a little early for me. But I'll probably kick it on in a bit. Start watching all the prep. Anyway. Bye, folks.